Welcome to the Sam the Answer Man podcast. For 30 years, Sam Ventola has been an attorney, hearing officer, professor, and mediator. Now he's here to answer your legal questions. Sam the Answer Man, Law Made Simple. Here's your hosts, Sam and Gina Ventola.
Hey everybody, I'm Gina.
And I'm Sam.
And welcome to the Sam the Answer Man podcast, the podcast where you get legal questions answered by this dude right here. So let's just kick it off, Sam. Let's talk about selecting a mediator.
Okay. What would you like to know?
Well, I'd like to know, what are the different types of mediators? What is the method they use? Everything these guys are going to want to know.
So mediators come in many different types. There's a lot of mediation is done by retired judges. So a lot of times a judge will resign from the bench and want to make more money before retirement. And so they will sign on as a mediator. And there are a couple firms in our town, Denver, that do this. One is called JAG, Judicial Arbiter Group. Another is called JAMS.
Okay, can we take a time out here for a minute? All right, so help me understand this, because you have judges who have done trials where they make rulings from the bench,
right?
But that's not how mediation works.
Well, that's true.
So why would someone want to judge as a mediator versus an attorney who's actually taken cases to trial?
Well, ideally, what one should want in a mediator is someone who can bring the parties together. And a big part of that is being able to tell the parties what they can expect to happen if they don't resolve the case, if they proceed to trial. And the perception is that judges are people who have been there with a lot of trials. They know what goes on in trials, and they can be somebody who can help the parties understand what's going to happen if they continue to litigate the case.
But what should an attorney, a litigator, consider when hiring a mediator?
So that's definitely part of it, is you should consider somebody who will help the parties reach a resolution. And one big part of that is the ability to tell the parties what's going to happen if they go forward. Now, there are a lot of reasons why that person may be a judge, but there are a lot of reasons why they aren't. Judges, yes, preside over trials, and they see that section of it. But very little of the litigation process is actually being in trial. A lot of it is all that you have to do in the discovery process and so forth in order to get to trial. And judges, because they've been on the bench and basically been able to impose their own will all the time, I think may sometimes have less of an understanding of what that litigation process is going to look like if you go forward. So, there are positives and negatives of having the judge as a mediator. Another thing, I perceive a lot of times with judges as mediators is they sort of just bring the offers back and forth between the parties. They're hesitant to issue rulings. Whereas I personally would want a mediator who's more willing to engage the people and challenge them on some of their positions.
So how is your mediation different from other mediators?
Well, again, I spend a lot of time looking at the issues and looking at what I think are the strengths and weaknesses of the legal arguments and the factual arguments, and telling people, first of all, I think you're going to have a problem establishing this point. This is the kind of thing that you're going to have to go through in order to try to get evidence to support that point. This, it may be, this is what I would expect the kind of answers you were going to get when you try to get that evidence back. A lot of times people say, well, I'm just going to ask for all these documents, and all these documents that approve my case will come in. And having been experienced in the litigation process, I can tell you a lot of times it doesn't happen. A lot of times you don't get the documents you're hoping to get, you think you should get. It can be a frustrating process, and you probably want a mediator who can predict how that process is going to pan out for you as you go forward.
Wow, you have given us a lot of information. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
So in addition to judges as mediators and attorneys such as myself who are mediators, there are also non-attorneys who are mediators. And these are people who, probably did never go to law school. They're not licensed attorneys, but they're experienced in helping people come together. And a lot of people retain these people as mediators. And a lot of that is based upon the belief that's held by a lot of mediators, including attorneys, is that the mediator's role is not so much to analyze the legal arguments, to analyze the factual propositions, as it is to just sort of help the parties present possibilities and try to get in a mind frame where they're willing to seek a resolution. And a non-attorney can do those things as well, or even better if they're sort of skilled in conflict resolution. They can do those things as well as an attorney can. I think that may be appropriate for some types of cases, but in my view, again, when you're mediating a legal dispute, you want to know, if you don't resolve the case, what is going to happen to this case as a lawsuit. And I think it would be difficult for a non-attorney to be able to do that. But even attorneys who are mediators will often say, I can't give legal advice, I can't analyze your claims, all I can do is try to help you consider possibilities and find ways to communicate with each other and find a resolution.
But that's not your way.
That's typically not my way. Typically I think part of what you want from a mediator is the ability to analyze the case, to have expertise in the issues that you're litigating, and help you, evaluate whether you're making a good claim, whether you're making a claim that's likely to succeed at trial.
Wow. Thank you, Sam. That's a lot of information. If you have or want more information about mediators or selecting one, you can give us a call. You can send us an email, sam@samventola.com. You can also find us on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, and my personal favorite, you have Alexa. Alexa, play Sam the Answer Man podcast. Alexa, she's deaf today. Play Sam the Answer Man podcast.
Here's Sam the Answer Man. Mediation in practice. Be civil. Types of mediation.
Welcome to the
There you go.
the Answer Man
Alexa,
podcast.
stop.
How about that? So just yell at Alexa anytime, Alexa, play Sam the Answer Man, and she will.
Yeah. And audio fans, that's one form of getting your audio podcast. We're also on Apple Podcasts and Stitcher and a whole bunch of others that I can't even list. So if you just Google Sam the Answer Man podcast, you will find us in whatever format that you prefer. So thank you for watching and listening. Thank you, Sam, for the great information. And you guys have an awesome day.
Thank you for joining us. Bye-bye.
If you would like to discuss your legal issue with Sam, please contact Ventola Law at 303-864-9797 or check out our website at www.ventolalaw.com. Ventola Law, mediation and legal representation at an expert level.